Wacky Wednesday. You already know. Decided to hop on, chop it up with individuals. See what the talk of the town is going down the word on the curve. You heard me. You already know we stuck at work late night, so you already know. Well, not late night, but since the hour went back, it looked like it's late night now. Um, well, it seems that Donald Trump won, so congratulations to him. I'm not a hater, right? I wish him the best, and I hope he succeeds in, shaping America to a better, you know, country, right? Now, I am skeptical. Um, I do not have the confidence. I don't have confidence in him, right? But nonetheless, I hope he does get it done. Um, I know other people, are upset, but it is what it is. I mean, when people win, they win. It's fair and square. So people can't even say that, Trump won the election. Yes, he did, my boy. Mr. Pasa was cracking like it, my boy. And he won fair and square, bro. Because people can't even blame it on the electoral votes this time, like when they, like what happened with Hillary, right? Because he won the popular and the electoral votes. So, right? So, look, Kamala in itself had a impossible task from the beginning, right? The fact that she's dumb, you know, she just refuses to educate herself on her actual job, right? She's a woman, and you already know how a lot of people view that, right? They really don't want a woman running the country for whatever reasons, male chauvinist, or you have a lot of people that still think like back in the days. So that was going to be difficult in itself. And she's of color, and this is America, where a lot of people still think, like back in the days, right? So she had, difficult task, ahead of her. Because no matter what people say, I do hear comments out there that like, oh, they're just mad because we're taking over, or, and blah, 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 blah. In all true reality, you are still the minority, and it's not even close, right? There is still, this is, their country, bro. There's a lot of white people in America. You're not even close to being the majority. Not even close. So, it's not so hard to see, this outcome. Nobody wants a woman to run the country because men rule the world with an iron. A lot of individuals do think like that, though. A lot of people do see it that way. I personally don't give a fuck if the person is, intelligent and has good plans and a good strategy. I give a fuck what they are. You get me? But some people out there don't see it that way. They still think like back in the days. Are you happy Trump won? I'm not happy, but at the same time, I'm not upset because I didn't want Kamala to win either. You get what I'm saying? I don't like neither of them, so I don't like Biden either. So, in my personal opinion, I didn't give a fuck who was gonna win because I was not gonna like the outcome regardless, right? But I would have preferred if Kamala would have won, right, than Trump. But that not because of the presidency, but because of how I see Trump as a person, not so much about his, him as a president, right? I think he's just a despicable individual, but I wish him the best. So I hope he succeeds, right? Because if he succeeds, America succeeds. So let's hope that he does do a good job. Why are we gonna try to wish on his downfall and shit like that? Because if he fails, we fail. So I hope he does get it done, right? Now I don't have no confidence in him, bro, because of everything, right? But nonetheless, hey, hopefully he does, succeed. I ain't a hater. I give people their dues. I'm not one of these people that refuses the outcome and and is gonna be butthurt about it. Hey, if that's what the people wanted, that's what the people wanted, homie. It is what it is. Fair and square, homie. He won the electoral and the popular, so that's what people wanted as a president, homies. Gotta, can't be upset about that. What's good, Shadow? What's cracking like it, Derek? Sup, biggest? What's cracking like in, my boy? You speaking English? Little vid. But I try to explain to people, I don't care if Trump or the Kamul Harris don't care who wins. We just here happy. No mames. Yes, we speak in English. Facts. I didn't vote for neither both of them. Yeah, they both suck, bro. It's kind of like it's kind of like they offered you shit or vomit. Like it's kind of like yes. Neither one of them is appetizing. Like, these are my picks, huh? Well, think I'd rather go hungry. Are women really that smarter than men? Like people say, nah, no, they're not. But to say that men are smarter is stupid too. You know what I mean? There's, like people just got to give everybody their, like you have smart men, you have smart women. To say that one is smarter than the other or better than the other is just ridiculous, bro. Because as many people could come and say that, well, men are better because of this, and this reason. Women also, have their reasons too, right? So it's just like, I think, both sides bring 50 and together they make a hundo. That's my opinion. Right? Both of them together make the dream work. And people, I know, wow, what about the LTPG community? At the end of the day, regardless of whoever they like or whatever they like, there's still going to be one who's more of like a male presence and one that's more feminine, more of a female presence in their dynamic, So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's still the same concept. It is. Because two of them being the same, I just don't see how it could potentially work, right? And obviously they're they're going to be butting heads that way. Thoughts on Renegade Media? I see that he's somebody that's doing it on YouTube or whatever. Now I don't watch his content just on my personal reasons, right? But like nothing against the individual, right? I have no ill will or no hate towards him. He's doing his YouTube thing, so I really don't know what his content is all that about or whatever, right? Before I knew in the beginning, right, when I scoped out a few videos, I didn't see the big fuss, like or why people hate or why people, like to me it's just like I'm not really into like prison channels, right? Like the kind of content I watch is mostly like sports or educational stuff. I hardly ever watch anything, street related. But I mean, I don't see why people get butthurt. I mean, this is America, bro. People can speak on whatever they want to on their channel, bro. They have the right to, and he does no different than anybody else. So I don't see why people, get their panties in a bunch. Valen verga, Holmes. We are gonna get deported now, and everything is free. Nah, bro. See, look. That's how Trump likes to pitch it out there, right? When he's, campaigning and he's saying the stuff he's saying. But if you remember his first presidency, right, and what he was campaigning for, everything he said he was going to do, he tended not to do. Trump is not somebody who actually really, follows through with the things he says he's going to do, right? He just says them that way he gets people's votes. And after that, he kind of just really doesn't do much, because Trump doesn't really like to sit there and actually educate himself on shit that it doesn't interest him, He has a very short attention span. You know what I mean? So we were like, hey, what about this and that? Like, I just said that just to, get them hyped. Because he didn't do none of the things he was doing his first presidency, so he just wanted to be able to say he won. So to say he actually gonna fall through with his plans and stuff like that, and not only that, but it's not so cut and dry like people think. Like just because he wants to do something doesn't mean that he has the power to go ahead and do it, right? Like he still has to get the Senate on board, right? And that's gonna be a whole another battle in itself, right? So It is it's not where he has the complete power to have to do absolutely whatever he wants. This is not Russia or North Korea. There's a reason why it's not like that, right? So he still has to get through shit before he stamps whatever he wants to approve to get done. And unlike other countries, right here, you want to keep everybody happy, bro, because of how America is, everybody is strapped, right? So you want to keep your people happy. You don't want them, to now want to go up against the government, bro, because like I said, you have a lot of people out there armed, and that's just a situation you don't want to create for yourself if president. Those other dictators, they get a yap all they want because they know that the people ain't got no weapons, right? But here's a little bit different, right? So you want to keep everybody nice and happy. You know what I mean? And like I said, he can deport people and all that. It's still not gonna fix the problem with America, bro. Because that's not the problem with America. He can deport all these illegals. It's strange that people think that a person out there selling corn and orange was really crippling America, bro. If you get them to sit down, well, how exactly are they crippling America? They're just out there hustling and making their money, and paying their bills. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they could just fucking buy a house and not pay no bills and shit like that. And they still got to spend the money here, right? So how the fuck is that crippling America? But see, they're just not willing to sit down and have those conversations with you, bro. They're so, they just want to believe whatever they want to believe in their heads. It's been America has done this, bro, throughout the whole entire country's existence, bro. This is not something that's new. Before it was blaming, the immigrants that were coming from Italy and Ireland, right? The Irish, the Italians, right? You could still find photos, no Irish, no Italians, and stuff like that, right? Because they blamed them for, the problems at that time. So, they were being mistreated, because they were illegals to them, right? To the Americans, right? And, including the Jewish and the Russians, right? And then the problem, was the blacks and the Hispanics, right? So then, the blame game was for them, right? Then, World War II comes around, right? And, Pearl Harbor. Then now it becomes the Asians, the Asians, Japanese, and anybody, because, to them, they see the Japan, they consider all these Asians, Japanese now, because they're just ignorant like that, right? So then it was the Asian. Then, fucking 9/11 happened. So now it was the Muslims and the Middle Easterns and all that, right? So then now they became the focus point, right? And now Trump comes along the way. Now it's the Mexicans. So this is not something that's new. This has been America's strategy since forever, bro. That's how they keep these fools happy. They feed them the illusion, and these fools eat it up. And can't even piece it together. Like, whoa, look at this, all this, Like, seems like it just keeps repeating itself. Like, no, but see, that's different. How's it different? Just this. They refuse to catch on. It's a lot easier to trick somebody to hate something than to trick somebody to like something. I think Hitler got everyone to, see the Jews the way he, got them to see them. It's a lot easier blaming all your problems on somebody else than accepting your errors. You know what I mean? Because the problem can't be, that they're men or women because you're a man or a woman, right? So that can't be it. It can't be because they have, eyes because you have eyes, right? So it has to be something that's different from you in order for to jump on board, right? So whether it's religion or ethnicity, those are the two, obvious ones from the gates. Just looking, oh, it's because they're of that color, huh? Yeah, that's gotta be it. Because you're not of that color, so therefore the problem can't be related to you now, right? So it's a lot easier to believe that that's the problem because you're not of that ethnicity, right? So that must be the source of the problem. Get what I mean? Because it's not related to you. And that's just how men work. Well, humanity in general, right? You know, whenever something good happens, everybody always wants to take credit for it. Oh, it was because of me. It was me. It was me. Whenever something bad happens, nobody ever wants to come forward and admit to that. Oh, I don't know who it was. It must have been him, or it must have been that. You get what I'm saying? But when it's something good, everybody wants to be on board. You know, so man doesn't like to admit their errors, bro. That's why it's so easier for them to just blame somebody else. And that's been a tactic that everybody else has used. ISIS and Nazis and, you know, it's the formula, bro. If Trump really gonna more illegal immigrants. You know, the fact that he says that Kamala and Biden allow these illegal immigrants just to be right here and welcomes them with open arms, he's full of shit. That's not how the government works, bro. They don't have the fucking authority to be doing shit like that either. You know what I mean? Everything has a fucking, you know, go through some shit, bro. Like these, he just says that just for people to eat it up. What do you think about the Jake Paul and Tyson fight? I think that fight is dumb, bro. You know what I mean? Now, Mike Tyson was a beast in his time, bro. He was one of the vicious, you know, fighters of all time, right? But he's old already, right? And I get it. He still has, you know, he still looks incredible out there, and you know, he's vicious. But nonetheless, bro, he's still old, right? He's not gonna be able to take a punch like he would back then, right? So you know what I mean? And he's not in the best, you know, shape that he, you know, was, right? And even though Jake Paul is an amateur or whatever, he takes boxing seriously. I know people don't have any faith in him because this guy's a celebrity or wannabe, whatever. But he's been taking boxing seriously. He's been training. He's been, you know, actually putting in the work, right? Like, why is it so hard to believe that he can actually become a good boxer, right? I mean, is it impossible? Like, no, right? It's plausible that he could. It's not so like far-fetched to say that he could become a good boxer, right? And his age, you know, he's a lot younger, right? More stamina, more energy, more tolerance for pain, right? It's just such a lopsided fight because of the age. You know, if he beats him, it's not because he's a great boxer. It's just because of the age difference, right? Like, put him against somebody his age that's a professional boxer, he's probably going to lose because of lack of experience like the other fighter. But because of here, the age difference is such a big gap that, yeah, it's possible that he could win, right? And it wouldn't be so far-fetched to be like, oh, nah, Tyson had to throw the fight. Like, no, bro, Tyson's old. That's what it was. You know what I mean? So I just don't see why this fight needs to even happen. Do you think Renegade is much bullshitter as Gunner? I don't know Renegade media like that for me to, you know, like give my opinion like that, right? But at least from, you know, what I had seen when I did scope it out, it seems that, you know, he's straightforward about him not being, you know, what he was or whatever. So I mean, he just didn't lie about that. So why would he feel the need to lie about anything else, right? If that's already on the table, then it would really be pointless to try to lie about anything else. You get what I'm saying? While Gunner was different. Gunner came on here, you know, it's not so much saying that he was active, right? But trying to give off like he is by, you know, the way he says things, right? Like, instead of refusing, you know, to say, you know, that, you know, he's no good or that he snitched, he tends to say that he's non-active. But that's not, non-active is like you're a gang member and then you're looking to settle down with your family and everything. That's non-active, right? He wasn't denounced. He wasn't, you know, like targeted or nothing. Like, the guy just rode off into the sunset. You know, this guy actually was labeled that and, you know, and pushed out, right? So, you know, he's no good, right? But he says that he's non-active, right, to make it seem less than that. And then he targets people that told, right, like, oh, I don't know, that guy's a snitch, so I wouldn't talk to him. Trying to give off the image like he's solid and he wouldn't associate with snitches when he himself has snitched, right? And yes, even though he's not saying he's active or stuff like that, he's trying to play it off like he is though. You get what I mean? Like if people didn't know and they're just watching his content, they would still think that this individual was like in the mix and with the business because of how he talks, because that's what he's trying to give off. But then wants to play the part when he gets called out. Like, well, I never said I was. He knows what he's doing, bro. You know what I mean? The manipulation game is on full display. You know? But people don't, a lot of people tend to not catch on to stuff like that, but you know what I mean? Like I got some clippings, earlier today, right? Of a few of my subscribers. One of them has sent me one of the guy Crazy Media, or damn it, man, I forgot that fool's page thing. Crazy fucking Media, something like that. Crazy something Media, right? And I guess they're going at it right now, right? And he posted a short about him, and then they sent me the short that this individual posted, right? And it's like, but didn't this guy just say that he didn't care about being seen as gangster and that he's taking care of his kids, so he's not really trying to do all that. He could care less what people think. Then why is he, right here saying that he's looking for this individual and, he's out there hunting and, like I'm saying, like giving off the image like if he's still gangster and shit like that. Like, bro, weren't you just saying that, you'd rather take care of your kids and you ain't trying to be seen as none of that? Then why are you, doing all this then? Because you still want to be seen as gangster and a thug, because the fact that you're not bothers you, because there's no other reason for that. You know what I mean? And for all the people that, defend him, it's like, okay, explain his actions right here then. But I already told my subscribers I was not going to, like, do a video on that. I was like, yeah, nah. They're like, come on, man. I'm like, nah. Like, it's just a waste of time. And at the end of the day, people can choose to watch whoever they want. You know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't allow another person to come and tell you who you can and can't support. You can support whoever the fuck you choose to support, right? Like, people could only run their lives. They can't run other people's lives. So you should never listen to somebody when they tell you not to watch somebody, regardless. You can make the choice yourself. I'm chilling at home. That's right, my boy, kicking back. Women don't build shit, of course. We're smarter. Well, maybe that's your opinion, my guy. It's cold over here. Oh, it's starting to get chilly over here too. What up, Shadow Trump, our president now, from felon to president. Serio, huh? I thought these people didn't like felons. Hey, it's kind of hard to understand people, bro. It's I don't know. The world's weird. I guess at the convenience, people could allow shit, because Trump has broken the law and has done some crazy shit out there, right? And people are willing to, turn the other cheek to all that, right? But yet they call it out on other people and they target other people for displaying the same character. I don't know, it's weird. See, that to me, I find stupid and strange, bro. Like, when somebody supports somebody who's like this, but then they hate another person who does the exact same thing as the person that they like. It's like, bro, what the fuck, bro? Like, that guy's the same as that guy. Why do you like one and not like the other? Like, that's so stupid, And they want to call them out for it. And it's like, bro, if you can't call out your homie, then you don't have the right to call out that individual. Because they do this, they act and do the same. You know what I mean? It's facts over feelings. Trump kept Kamala, maybe that she left her supporters hanging, just like. No, I'm not a fan of Kamala. Kamala does it. Tyson got some earnings. Sanchez, stage Tyson and Jake. I'm gonna watch it for the other. Like, I'll watch it if I go and somebody has it on. But as like, would I buy it? Fuck no. But if like, somebody invites me over, yeah, I'll go check it out. But not something that I'm willing to drop my money on though. U.S. USA glorifies felonies, rapper, bad boys. US single moms loves them. That is true, though. Can't say you lying there. Let's start the mass deportation. Oh, they could, right? It's not just not going to change anything, though. Another poor Mexican construction fool. I didn't know I'm a construction worker. Trump is going to tell Israel to chill for a while. It's kind of hard to tell what Trump would do and won't do, right? He's kind of a person who really just random. Honestly, I really feel like Trump doesn't plan anything. I feel like he just goes out there and he wings it. That's why whatever his staff always says and what he says is always two different things, right? Because I feel like they really don't communicate. I feel like Trump just really likes to go out there and just wings it as it goes. Right? Spits it on the fly. What do you think about the men are superior or women because we? Nah. I really don't believe in that concept. I feel like people just, make to believe that concept's actually a real thing when it's not. He's gonna do the same with Ukraine. Probably. That's why probably Zelensky already, congratulated him. But at the end of the day, ¿quién chingado sabes what that fool is gonna do? Let them rebuild. Who you think supplies Israel? Well, no, Israel doesn't only get supplied by America, right? But they get supplied by, France, Britain, the UK, pues. They have sources, elsewhere other than America, I have faith in Trump is gonna get impeached later. Nah, but he already got impeached. It didn't change nothing, though. I think the more people hate on Trump, the more people, look to love the individual. I just think that at this point is, people are just fucking doing it just for the simple fact of making other people just miserable. Because people don't like, pedophiles or people that make, comments to, underage girls and all that, right? You see people always, against all that, rightfully so. Trump has, evidence out there of Trump doing the very exact same thing. Yet they don't seem to mind, right? Now people say that fuck these criminals or people that break the law should never, be, given any type of, mercy or lenience or nothing like that, right? You break the law, you break the law, then you do the time, right? But yet Donald Trump broke the law because, what he did with the Stormy Daniels and all that, even though people are like, well, that's his business and that's his. Yes, I understand that, right? Yeah, no one's concerned, what he does and, but nonetheless, what he did was against the law though, right? Even though it's not a big deal or not hurting anybody else, nonetheless, it's against the law. And he knows that it's against the law. That's the reason why he had his lawyer do it. Instead of him, he knew what he was doing was against the law. Yet, people make excuses there for him. And you get what I'm saying? He has said racial and, degrading stuff towards other ethnicities. Yet, everybody seems to be cool with that too. You get what I mean? So it seems that people just like to play, games right here, bro. Is that the convenience they like to make arguments, bro? Like, bro, you don't get a call on no child molesters, no criminals, or nothing like that because you voted for that individual, bro. So I don't know what to tell you. Because then if not, what the fuck is going on right here? What are you doing? Really, what are you doing? Like, some criminals are cool, some chomos are cool. I don't understand, like, exactly like how you work. Because, I mean, there's evidence, bro. I mean, there's proof. So it's not like people are making this shit up. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, we're not Democrats, fuck them too. I'm not a fan of Biden or Kamala. Fuck them all. To me, they're all pieces of shit. I think that we're all whack, right? So this is not advocating another group, right? to me, they're all the same. But like I said, I could only call it for how it is, right? Like, don't think that I'm just trying to, get people to see it from these people's perspective, because, nah, they're all weirdos too. What I'm trying to say is America deserves better than, all of these people. That's what I'm saying. Because Kamala would have been a horrible president too, bro, in my personal opinion. It's it. All the... Nah, it's not. It's not. That's not the problem that's crippling America, bro. Now, okay. I'm glad you brought that up. They're spending a lot of money on programs and all. This is very true. The Democrats have a problem with that. They have issues with that. And what they refuse to see is that that's not fixing the problem. But this is not towards, not only, let's say, illegals, right? But for, homeless people and just, people who suffer from mental illness and, the whole group in general, right? The whole basket of people that need help with. Right? When it's like, they refuse to understand that you can give people fish, right? But as soon as you leave, they fucked. You gotta teach them how to fish. That way when you leave, they can, be A-okay. Because they, by you giving them fucking homes and money and all this shit, you're not fixing the problem, bro. Because you're not teaching them how to be productive people of society. They don't need you to give them shit. They need to be taught how to carry themselves. They need therapy, help, right? They need counseling. They don't need presents and gifts. You get what I mean? Toss all that money you want to them, bro. Then that's not gonna fix the problem, bro. Give these homeless people homes. You're not. How are they gonna sustain the home? How are they gonna keep it, functioning, paying, their bills and getting a job and shit like that? So you're not fixing no problems here. But they don't care because they're throwing money to people, gets people to vote for them. So they really just care about, securing their jobs. They're not really trying to fix no problems out there. And yes, it's costing a lot of money. You know what I mean? Because you cannot have open borders, right? The way the country is just, structured, you just cannot have open borders. You will fuck your economy up. This is very true, right? So for people to want open borders is just a ridiculous idea in itself as well, right? There's a middle ground, but these people refuse to come and sit down to meet in the middle, though, because one wants to feel like they got the W, so, it's either my way or the highway. You get what I mean? Because even though this is the problem, right, when it comes to, illegals, immigration, like I have already said before, where you have illegals, even though, people see the numbers and they're big, in the overall, of America, the size of America and the population of America is still a small percentage. These illegals are still a small percentage of what makes up America, right? And not all these illegals get help by the government. Let's just say a little bit more than half get help by the government. We'll give them a little bit more than half of that. So now you're grabbing that small percentage number, and now you're even cutting that in half. And you're telling me that that's the problem that's crippling America? That's the source of America's problems? This number? When we're talking about the overall of America, there's all these states that you can't find. You can drive towns and towns and towns without seeing no illegals or immigrants or nobody outside of American. You get what I'm saying? So what the homie calling me, man? He knows I'm doing a live.